Welcome to part 3 of 3 of my spun cotton Halloween cat tutorial. Enjoy! So I'm going to give this a quick coat of black paint, and then I'm going to let it dry and then give it another coat. So we're just going to give this a quick little coat of black, and I may need to get a thinner paintbrush here, but we're going to use this wide one for right now just to give the whole thing a nice little coat. And I did take the eyes out because I don't want to try to fight with the eyes while I'm painting. Then I'll just put them back in after I'm done. I may have to do a little more work with that after, but we're going to start with this. And I'm going to leave the mouth blank for right now, I think. Just go around because I don't want to have to fight with white paint over the black. I still have to glue these ears down. I haven't glued them down yet because this is still a little too damp. So I'm actually going to take these off. Okay, so we've got our first coat of black on here. We're going to have to let this dry for a couple days. So the first coat of paint on the cat is dry, and I have glued his ears on. I didn't bother filming that because I'm sure you guys can figure out how to glue some ears on. You just glue them on, let them stabilize overnight. Now what I'm going to do is pull these eyes out, and I'm going to glue them in. And I'm going to use my E6000 glue because I want those eyes to stay in there, obviously. And this is the best glue I've found for that, as you've seen on some of my other videos. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in each eye socket here. Oops. And then I'm just going to press these eyes in, and make sure you have the eye the way you want it to go before you put it in there, because this stuff is pretty permanent. Get that good firm push so it's in there good. This side as well. Oops, okay. I think those are in there. We're going to let those dry overnight, and then we're going to continue painting here. So we've got our second coat of paint on this, and I'm going to let this dry overnight again. So next we're going to finish painting our kitty. And I'm going to use some light pink, some dark pink, and some white. I'm just going to carefully paint some kind of little mouth on my kitty. I think we'll just put a little coat of the pink on first, and then I'll go back over with the white where I want to put the teeth. Oops. I'm not 100% sure where I'm putting the teeth yet. So I'm gonna let these little teeth dry because I want to detail them some more, but I can't do that till they're dry. So in the meantime, I'm gonna do a few other things. I made a little tiny nose, which I'm just gonna glue on. Now we're just gonna put a little dab of that on the back of this nose. Make sure I don't get it everywhere, and put that down right there. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then I will come back to it and finish off what I'm finish off the rest of my painting and stuff, but this has to dry first. Okay, so here's our kitty. It's getting fairly dry now. And I'm going to just finish off his little teeth here quickly. And then, actually I think before I do that, I'm going to give him his whiskers because they're going to need time to dry. And for his whiskers, I just take my string and I just poke a little hole in his face where I want them. I've got a big needle that I use for that. Oops. My hands are slippery from the last project I was working on. Sorry, I'm not in the frame there. I have to push a little harder than I'd like. Note to self: scrub oily hands before using needles. I did scrub them, but they're still slippery. Okay, now we've got the little holes. We are going to take our whiskers and we're going to dip them in a little bit of glue. I fold them in half, I dip them in the glue, and then I just push them into the holes. And repeat. There you go. And then just do the other side. Sorry if I get out of frame here. I'm trying to get as close as I can to this to see what I'm doing without wrecking what I'm doing. Just putting a little red on his bottom lip here. Looks pretty scary, I think, which was the idea. And we're going to let these whiskers dry overnight. And we'll let the rest of this dry overnight. And we're going to add some gel gloss to the eyes as well. So I want his eyes to be super sparkly. I'm going to wipe them off really well first. Make sure there's no residue on there. Now we're just going to put some of the brush on glaze on. Just going to drop some of that right on his eye. Going to do both eyes here. toothpick there, make sure it gets into all the little nooks and crannies where it needs to go without overflowing the eye as well. We don't want too much of it in there. Okay, we're going to let that dry overnight, and then we will see you again tomorrow. This guy is a many-day project because they have to dry overnight every time I add another piece to him. And here is the finished cat. Very menacing. You can put some eyelids on it if you wish, but I'm not going to because I like him kind of spooky looking. I hope you have enjoyed my little spun cotton cat head tutorial. I put out at least one new video every week, so please subscribe and please like this video if you enjoy the content. Thank you so much for watching.